What's going on, Dolphins fans? Jacob here, Miami Dolphins Syndicate, and we're really getting into the offseason, and we're getting really, really close. I think we're, a week away, less than a week away from the free agency period starting, and things are really starting to heat up, and rumors are really starting to heat up. And with the Miami Dolphins, there's a lot of things that I said about a couple weeks ago that the Miami Dolphins needed to pursue in free agency, and one of those is the inside linebacker position, which currently last season occupied by Jerome Baker, Landon Roberts, Duke Riley, and needless to say, wasn't the best aspect of our defense. And there's two guys that could certainly fix that up for us, that being Levonte David, previously the Buccaneers, and Bobby Wagner, previously of the Seahawks and the Rams. Obviously, two of the best linebackers in the league. Don't need to introduce them much. Everyone knows what they've done. These are Super Bowl winning players. Bobby with the Seahawks, Levonte with the Buccaneers, and two of the best at their craft. PFF actually has them as the 5th and 6th linebackers ranked against the pass, which is something that's really big for the Miami Dolphins. It's a very big need of the Miami Dolphins going into next season. That was something that certainly we saw struggle when we would drop back and have Bobby Wagner. It'd be nice if we had him. If we had, again, Jerome Baker, Landon Roberts, man-to-man zone against anybody, it did not go well, especially zone defense. Yeah, which we probably see a little bit more of that now with Vic Fangio than we did previously. But it seemed like they back up into their spots and then just stop. There was no swiveling. There was no positional awareness. They were very much just stuck in their spot, and it didn't take a lot to dissect over the middle of the field. But these are two dudes that are now available. Report coming out today that Levonte David is expected to test free agency. That's courtesy of Ian Rappaport. And we know Bobby Wagner was already released by the Los Angeles Rams. And so these are two guys that, they're on the little older side, 32 and 33 years old, the two of them. So these are not long-term answers, but we're in a position right now where it's not really long-term seeking. The Dolphins are looking to go all in with Tua and see what happens next year and then reassess once eventually we have to either pay him more money or we move off of him for somebody else. That's a problem we'll deal with when we cross it, but it seems like for now, it is all about the now. And these would be moves that are certainly now based. I don't expect us to get both. That is one thing that, let me make that crystal clear. We are not getting both of these guys. If we get either of them, we are not getting both of these guys. Both of them, we did see them slightly start to show their age last year, but they were also in bad circumstances. Both teams that they were on went below 500. They both had above 120 tackles, and they're still really good. Again, 5 and 6 respectively against the pass in the inside linebacker position, where there was not a single Dolphins linebacker anywhere to be found on that list. You would have to search pretty far down before Jerome Baker or Landon Roberts or Duke Riley would show up, because that's just how they were. They were piss poor in terms of pass coverage. They did decent in run stopping and as blitzing linebackers. Landon Roberts was sometimes a heat-seeking missile every now and then, and I say that maybe a little too kindly. But that is a certain position of need the Dolphins have need to address. And these two guys here are two guys that would certainly do it. And you look at their contract situations, so try to see what you would actually have to pay them. Levonte David is now a free agent, but he's coming off of making $12.5 million last year, and Bobby Wagner is just coming off an $8 million contract. So if you sign either of these guys, whether it be a 1, 2, maybe, probably not, but maybe 3-year deal, you're probably looking around the same type of money. You're probably looking between 8 to 12 million for either of these guys. And the Dolphins did just create a lot of cap space. That's actually originally what I was going to talk about today, with the Bradley Chubb tinkering his deal around, and as well as cutting Byron Jones. The Dolphins just found themselves a lot of money, and they can continue to do that with a bunch of other moves, which we've said that we're going to make a video on, and we still have not made a video on. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. At this point, who knows if it even happens. That's just what we're doing over here. But these are two guys that either or. You give me one of them, and I'm very happy. This defense is, I never would have thought this time last year, the defense is the side of the ball that we have to heavily address. That simply was not the case under Brian Flores, and we thought that going in, keeping the same defensive coordinator, that we still have a very good defense, but clearly that's not the case. Secondary got beat up. The linebacking core, again, was just not good, and because of how weak the secondary was, the pass rush wasn't getting to the quarterback. These are two dudes that are also very excellent in getting to the quarterback. All around, fantastic linebackers, Hall of Fame caliber linebackers that should give you a couple more years left in the tank. We've talked about another Ram coming over, Jalen Ramsey. There's got to be something done to this defense, and probably the way to go is veterans. If you're going for now, if you're going to try to fight for a Super Bowl right now, veterans are the way to go. You're not going to find that experience in the draft, and you're not going to get that guarantee in the draft. These two dudes, for maybe just a couple years, are as close as you're going to get to guarantees, and I think it's very important for the Dolphins to pursue either or both of them. It'd be nice to get both. Not going to happen. That's just unrealistic. There's other needs still on this team, like backup quarterback, running back, third receiver, a slot receiver, tight end. There are quite a few other needs on this team than trying to pursue two 32, 33-year-old middle linebackers. But these are two older guys that have got it done across the league. Levonte David's looking for a fresh start with a new team. Bobby Wagner looking, just for a new team in general since he was cut. These are two guys I want. One of them, I think the Dolphins right now, we saw last season the appeal that the Dolphins held, bringing in Mike McDaniel, trying to go all in with Tua, and now we've gotten to the playoffs and put up a pretty serious fight with Skylar Thompson going against the Buffalo Bills. I think we're still a pretty serious contender to bring in some free agents. We have the appeal that, if everything goes right, I could see us winning a Super Bowl. Maybe a little giddy, maybe a little ahead of myself. But if everything goes right, if Tua plays great, he stays healthy, if the defense gets back to what it was a couple years ago, this can be a Super Bowl contending roster. They have a few things to fix, and this is certainly one of them. Of the two, let me know. Would you rather have Bobby Wagner or would you rather have Levonte David? Again, for me, give me either of them. If I'm picking between the two, might go with Levonte David, but again, that's just, I would be nitpicking at that point, and honestly, that's more, I even didn't do a lot of research between the two because I just know these are two studs, both great at getting to the quarterback, both great in pass coverage, and are certainly Hall of Famers. So you give me either of them, I'm happy, but let me know what you think down below. Thank you all very much for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Take care, everybody.